Right, so I'm just going to cut to the chase. The best Applock app you can get on Android is this one called the Smart Applock App Protect. It's a free app, but it contains ads, so if you want to get rid of the ads, you have to pay for the upgrade. I've been using this app since 2016, and back then it was called Smart Applock 2, if I remember correctly, but now it's this. So yeah, and the reason why I say it's the best is because it has that feature where you can't uninstall it without the password. So that's a good feature, because some apps that I've used for locking up other apps can easily get anyone can easily uninstall them, and when they do that, I mean, that's all, your protection is gone. So for those of you who know your way around apps, you can go ahead and install this app. I'm going to put a link in the description so you guys can just download it. But for those of you who want to know how to use the app, well, you can keep watching. Alright, so let's begin. So once you're at the Play Store, there should be an install button around here. Just tap it, and when it's done, tap open. Right, so when you open it for the first time, this is what I believe you're going to see, unless it's different for different devices, but I doubt that's true. Anyways, so just tap start to use and give the app a few seconds to do its thing. And the first thing it's going to ask you is to create a shortcut to your home screen. Now this depends on the launcher you use. For me, I use Nova Launcher, so if you want you can tap the add, but for me I'll tap cancel, because I don't want this boost feature. This is just to help the phone clear out RAM so it doesn't slow down. So you can keep it if you want, but for me I will tap cancel. Next, you want to tap enable, and as you do this, it's going to load up some of the apps you have on your phone, and the apps that the Smart Lock app thinks you should lock are going to be checked. As you can see, these blue check signs just means that all these apps are selected. You can scroll through the list and select more apps that you want to hide or block. Well, I'm just going to work with the ones that were recommended for now, because I just want this tutorial to be quick. You, on the other hand, should go down the list and select all the apps you want to hide or protect. And when you're done selecting all of them, tap enable. Now it's going to ask you to create a new pattern, and it doesn't only work with pattern, it's just that for now the app wants you to create a pattern. You can also create a pin if you want, but that works after you're done creating the pattern. So for this, I'm just going to use an S. I mean, it's not that secure, but I just want to make this tutorial as easy to understand as possible. Your pattern should be a lot more complicated than this. When you're done, tap done. And as you can see, these are all the apps that are protected. So I'm just going to give you an example with the Facebook app, or should it be the Gmail app? Okay, I'll try it with the Gmail app. Right, so I just went ahead and got my Gmail app, and I'm going to tap it to open it now. As you can see, it needs the password to work. There's also the fingerprint option, which I recommend you disable, because anyone can just take your finger when you're asleep or something. Anyway, so to access the Gmail app now, you have to input the password, and I'm going to do that. Alright, so I just inputted the password, and now Gmail is now open. Alright, so let's head back to the app. And for now, you're technically done, but I want to show you guys that feature where it stops anyone from installing or uninstalling the app, as well as any other app that you're going to have. So I just tapped system. So now tap the padlock button, and it's going to ask you to set your forgot password. So now tap set. I would recommend not using question and answer, because most of the questions here may be easy for people that know you a lot to be able to answer, like what's the name of your grandma, where were you born, all that stuff. So I would recommend instead using authentication email. So tap that, and then input your email here. Now this is just to help you whenever you forget your password. So I just input my email, and whenever you forget your password, you can just try the forgot password, and it's going to send the password to your phone. Now, if you locked up your Gmail app and you don't remember the password for the Smart App Lock, then I would recommend maybe using a laptop to get your password and find a way to unlock it. Right, so I just tapped OK, and now I'm going to activate the uninstall. So after doing this, no one will be able to uninstall the app from your phone again, and also no one can be able to uninstall any app on your phone as well. So let's just give an example. Right, so this is my Facebook app. I'm just going to head over to the settings page, app info, and now I'm going to tap uninstall. And as you can see, it's asking for the password to uninstall the app. So yeah, it works for every app on the phone, not just Facebook. I hope I've made that clear enough. So let's head back to the app again. Right, so I don't know why this option doesn't work for me, but you guys should also activate this, because it's going to block out all your recent apps. So whenever you just swipe up to look at the apps that you just opened, I don't want to go too far because I don't know what I opened recently, and let's just keep going. Yeah, so this part of the phone will be blocked until you input the password as well. So it doesn't work for me, but I hope it's going to work for you. So let's try it out. Keep this activated and keep this one activated as well. Now head over to this option up here, which is on the top right. Tap it as well, and I want to just go through a list of things for you guys to do. It's going to help you out as you use the application and keep your privacy a lot more safer. Well, this should be enabled, because if this is disabled, then the entire app will not work. So keep that enabled. To change your password, you can tap this, and remember I told you guys that you can use a PIN code, which is a combination of numbers. Well, if you want to do that, you can tap this and just input the numbers you want, and you're going to have to do it twice just to make sure you know the right numbers you're using. So I'm going to go back. I don't want to use PIN because I already set the pattern, and just want to keep this tutorial as brief as possible. I'll also suggest activating this, so whenever you're inputting your pattern, it's not going to be visible for others to see. So I'm going to give you an example again to see how it works. Alright, so I'm going to open up the Gmail app again, and as you can see, it's asking me for the pattern, and this time I'm currently inputting it. Maybe you guys can hear the vibration, but you can't see my finger going through it, and now I'm done, and my email is now visible. So that's what this does. So yeah, we just use this that showed you guys how to retrieve your password in case you forget. Like I said, make sure you use your email, and this is how you unlock fingerprints. So make sure you turn this off unless you want to use your fingerprint, but I don't think that's a good idea because you already have your phone locked using your fingerprint, so why use it to protect apps as well. Right, next you want to turn off do not disturb unless you are not too worried about your privacy. Because if you keep this one on, means like if you recently unlocked an app using the smart app lock, the phone is not going to ask you for the pattern again or the pin until you use your power button, like you turn off the phone and turn it back on. Not shut down your phone, I'm just saying to put the phone to sleep, like when you press the power button. So that's what this does. But if you turn it off, whenever you try to access the app you have locked, then you're going to have to input the password. I guess you can leave this on, I don't really care about this one. And vibration feedback, that depends on you. Finally, you have the lock background, and for me I'm going to use my wallpaper. You don't have to do this though. Right, so I've gone through all the settings that I think are necessary, and now I'm going to tell you all the apps that you need to make sure you are protecting. But before that, I just tapped on advanced tab. So you have two options here, and I think both of them are not necessary. So keep this one deactivated, don't enable it, and I don't think you also need to enable this one because it's just to hide the app from people. I tapped back twice, which was a mistake. Okay, so I'm going to suggest you protect two apps, including all your other apps that you're concerned with. Maybe it's your gallery app or your banking app, whatever it is. But make sure you also protect your Play Store and your settings, and I'm going to tell you why. So protecting your Play Store means no one can go into the Play Store and install any app. I mean, yeah, you already have this one activated, but I think it's just to ensure that it works, to give you that double protection. Next, you have to protect your settings app because people can go through your settings and disable apps as well. So I'm going to show you now. I'm going to tap the plus button and look for the Play Store app and the settings app. Right, so scroll through the list, and then this is the Play Store app. You can tap it to check it, and then go through the list again to look for your settings app, which is this one right here. Tap it again and then tap lock. Right, so both of them have now been added, and yeah, that's basically all you need to know. Now if I try to access the settings page of the Facebook app, I'm going to have to input the pattern, so I'm just going to do it real quick. And now you can be rest assured that people cannot come in here to do things like clear storage, which resets the whole app itself, and other dangerous things. Right, and you know how the Play Store works. Your credit card can be connected to your Play Store or the important apps that you want to protect. So make sure you also keep that one locked. Right, so that covers everything I want you guys to know about the app. But if you have any more questions, just let me know in the comments and I'll definitely respond. And I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. Alright, bye bye.